What's up, everybody? It's Rob Gill, and today we're going to talk about how to build a successful team. So what's up, everybody? We're here in Red Bank, New Jersey, the Hallowed Halls, right here in the Galleria. We have phenomenal guests all the time. Today, none other than Kuda Biza, who's the co-founder of This Is My Era and Nunbelievable. All right, so let's get into it today, Kuda. Where did it all start for you?
Yeah, so I was born in Harare, Zimbabwe, and that's where I actually started my first business when I was 9 years old. It was a window cleaning business, and it happened because my mother didn't want to give me ice cream money, and I decided to start cleaning windows so that I could make my own money and become an entrepreneur.
Wow. So was that something other kids did, or was that something you innovated on your own?
Well, most kids would have the traditional lemonade stand, but for me, I saw a need in the market, and I was able to provide value out of that need, and it was something unique to me. And I ended up employing two of my friends actually, and we built a team of 3, and we were walking around the neighborhood cleaning windows.
Yeah, and this is how you build a successful team. It goes back to when Kuda was 9 years old. Not only did he see a blue ocean, a need that was different than what his competition was doing, but then he brought on some folks that could help him scale his business, even at the age of 9. So now you're able to buy ice cream.
Yes, so now I was able to buy ice cream. I didn't have to, go to bother my mom again. And I learned a couple of things doing that. So number 1 is that entrepreneurship is empowering. But also number 2 is that if there's a problem in the marketplace, if you solve that problem, you'll be compensated for it. And that's what entrepreneurship is all about.
Wow, and at the age of 9, where did that take you to the next stage of your life?
So the next stage of my life was coming to America. And I started my second business when I was in college, when I came to the US, and it was in the social entrepreneurship space. Having grown up in Zimbabwe, I witnessed a lot of poverty. And I wanted to give back and provide opportunities for others. So I created a t-shirt business where we would donate 20% of our profits to educate kids in Africa.
So what's interesting is, as I've gotten to know Kuda, I met him through the Tony Robbins ecosystem. That's where we originally met each other.
Yes.
And there's a really cool video of me, him, Chris Cronin, Sean Callaghan. It's a dynamite video. And it really, when we think back, it definitely touches my heart because of where things are a year and a half later. You have a t-shirt business, and you had the foresight to take some of the profits and bring it back and feed the community.
So I started the t-shirt business mainly because I was sick and tired of my friends telling me that, hey, I'm going to start making a difference when I make it. I mean, what does that mean? There's an opportunity where you can actually start making a difference now. So what I decided to do was not to wait until I became a quote-unquote millionaire, but to actually start making an impact now, because I define now as no opportunity wasted. And that was the reason why I decided to start the t-shirt company then.
Wow, so 9 years old, he creates a new business that didn't exist. And then in college, he sells t-shirts where he donates a portion of the profits to help feed folks back from where he grew up. And this is while you were in America when you were in college, correct?
Yes, this is when I was in Boca Raton, Florida.
Oh, wow. And then you graduate college. What happens next?
So when I graduated college, something interesting happened. I got hired by a fairly large Fortune 500 company called Jordan Consumer Solutions. And the job that I had in that company was to create new businesses. So it wasn't like being hired to be an assistant product manager or anything like that. It was like, hey, go identify white spaces within the marketplace and then create a business plan that we can then actually take and implement and take to market. So through that journey, I was able to identify about 40 white spaces. And out of those 40 white spaces, we're able to actually turn 4 of them into businesses. And one of them was Crockpot Cuisine, which was a meal delivery service that we created under the Crockpot brand because we had identified that whenever mom wanted to make a slow-cooked meal, if you think about it, a slow-cooked meal takes you 8 hours to cook it, but during the morning you have to chop up all the ingredients, you have to do all these things, and during the morning is the busiest time for a mom. So we solved convenience by delivering a frozen meal ready for you to just throw into your slow cooker and then just add water. So we launched it. It became a massive success, a multi-million-dollar business in less than 3 years.
Wow.
And we also had another business that we launched in partnership with Anheuser-Busch, which was a tap at-home system. So I was able to learn the food business. I was able to learn e-commerce, all in the context of a multi-billion-dollar company, which really set me up for what I'm doing now with This Is My Era and also with Nonbelievable. But through all of that, I really learned the power of a team. If you're building a team, one of the key things you need to have is clarity of what is it you're trying to achieve, right? So think about it. What is a team? A team is a group of people that come together to achieve a particular objective. So having clarity on the objective will help you tremendously because number one, you're able to identify the types of roles you need on that team. So think about a sports team, right? If it's a soccer team, you're going to need a goalkeeper, you're going to need a defender, you're going to need a midfielder, and you're going to need a striker. So it's the same with your business. You need to identify what are the roles that you need on your team to meet that particular objective that you're trying to achieve. So that's a key important step, and that should be step number one. So the second thing that you need to do is you need to have clear communication with your team. Effective communication with your team members is super important because everybody will know what is their role on the team, what is it that needs to be done, and it enables people to become the best versions of themselves because they have clarity as to what needs to be done. And communication is a two-way street. So as a leader, if you clearly communicate to your team and open up the channel so that they clearly communicate back to you, cohesively as a team, you become effective. So clear communication around what are the goals, the objectives that you guys are trying to achieve is super important when you're building a team. And then the third thing is culture. Culture is super important because culture eats strategy for breakfast. So you might have a really good strategy, but if your culture sucks, and your team doesn't want to wake up in the morning and come work on that objective and goal that they're working on, you're never going to achieve it. So make sure that you build a culture that keeps people excited, that keeps people motivated, and they want to come and work. And one of the key elements that really supports culture is empowerment. Team members want to feel empowered that they can achieve their specific roles in the context that you've set out. They don't want to be micromanaged. So make sure that you're empowering your team members to be able to do their jobs in a very fun and engaging way. This is Kuda Biza, and these are my tips for building a highly successful team. So in life, you can never really connect the dots looking forward. You really connect the dots looking backwards. So when I look into two main dots in my life, number one being the t-shirt company I started when I was in college, that was a social enterprise, right? So that's dot number one. The second dot is Crockpot Cuisine. It was a food-based business that we launched digitally native, which means we launched it online as an e-com business. So those were two very significant dots that led to Nonbelievable. So for people who don't know the story about Nonbelievable, the way it started was that Tony Robbins heard about a group of nuns that were being evicted in San Francisco. And he decided to fly out there and meet with the nuns. And long story short, he decided to help them. And through that process, he learned that these nuns were baking cookies and using the funds that they were making from selling cookies to support a soup kitchen that was feeding about 400 people a day. So the thought process was, why don't we create a brand that has a buy one, give one model? So for every cookie that we sell, we donate a meal to help feed people in need. So Tony came up with the vision. And as he was looking for a team, right, to execute on this vision, my name came about because I had the social enterprise experience when I created that t-shirt company that was donating and giving back. But also I had started Crockpot Cuisine, which was a food business. So I also had the experience on food. So that's how I got into the conversation with my co-founder, Brian Janesco, who also helped me launch Crockpot Cuisine. And we were able to align with Tony as well as Michael Loeb and the Loeb team to start Nonbelievable because we really felt a huge need for us to make a difference and help alleviate the hunger crisis in America, which, by the way, is a really, really big issue because more than 40 million Americans struggle with hunger right now.
Wow. So, folks, what we're talking about, let's just bring it back home. Kuda at the age of 9, college, post-college, consistently built successful teams. And then, can you imagine, and by the way, it doesn't just show up on a Monday and knock on the door. It's a lot of hard work and discipline, but can you imagine that Kuda's name got brought up from the world of Tony to do Nunbelievable? I mean, I think that's incredible. So I want that to land for everybody that's out there, because hard work, consistency, it makes the champion. And when you could build a successful team around you and maintain that consistency, good things begin to happen. So Kuda, where is it now? Like, what does it look like now going into 2021 for all these folks as we begin to, God willing, march out of COVID? What's the rest of the story looking like?
So the rest of the story is we're going to continue building our team, because one of the things that we love to say is that teamwork makes the dream work. And our dream for Nunbelievable is we want to feed 1 million people by the end of 2022. So in order for us to do that, we need to have a dynamic team. We need to have a good corporate culture that really helps feed into that dream. And we're going to sell a lot of cookies and feed a lot of people. So, we like to say we're fighting hunger the delicious way.
Yes.
So that's what we're going to continue doing in 2021.
And to be clear, the cookies are really good. When I I met Kuda at the Weekend of Bliss and didn't know him at that particular point in time, and we were walking by a barn, basically, me, Sean, and a couple other folks, and all of a sudden there was a bunch of cookies.
Yeah, you could smell them, right?
I could smell the cookies. And do you want to share the ingredients for some of the folks out there so they understand, the purpose of the cookies from a health perspective?
Yeah, the ingredients are non-GMO, no artificial flavors, no added preservatives. So we really wanted to make sure that we provide a better for you product for our customers, because we know that health is something that's super important. And also, we didn't compromise on the taste while we were working with all these good, better for you ingredients. So they're delicious cookies, they're also good for you. But what makes Nunbelievable really great is the impact we make, the people that we get to feed for every cookie that we sell.
Yeah, and to be clear, for all the folks out there like myself that love good tasting cookies, they taste like the real deal. Just even though they're healthy, they taste like the real deal. So I just want to share that. And along the way, I had the good fortune of co-creating with Kuda, Jamaica Ed, my partner, a partnership when it comes to financial education and marrying into Kuda's other company, This Is My Era. He is the co-founder of that. You want to share a little bit about This Is My Era and why that's so important?
Yeah, so This Is My Era is a business that I started with my wife and my business partner, Alexander Starr. And it really came out of the need where we were really thinking about what is an era? An era is a period of time, right? If you think about a Victorian era, it's a period of time where Queen Victoria or whomever lived. So as I was thinking about my era and how I could make it my era, we realized that, personal development is something really, really important. And the key thing for you to actually start your personal development journey is really understanding what are your goals, right? What is it that you really want to achieve? So the best way we felt we could help people make it their era was we started by creating a 90-day planner. So with this 90-day planner, you're able to write all your goals and your dreams and really focus on what you're going to be doing over the next 90 days. So this was around 2017 when we launched this. And over the past 3 years, we've been able to see that, hey, there's more value we could provide into the marketplace to our community by giving them courses that address every single area of life. So we sent out an email to our customers to really understand what are the key areas of life they struggle with, right? Because there's health, there's your career, personal development, finance, so many different areas.
The wheel.
Yeah, the wheel of life.
Yep.
So finance came up at the top. And, full disclosure, I work with Rob for my own personal finances. And I figured, it makes sense to bring you and your team to really help, Jamaican Eddie.
Jamaican Eddie.
To help our community get more clarity and understanding on their financial future. So we're really excited with the partnership that we're forming, and again, teamwork makes the dream work.
Yes.
So to be working with your amazing team enables us to be able to help our customers with all the dreams that they have within their financial world, to make them a reality.
Yep. And to all you folks out there, if you didn't know about This Is My Era, Nunbelievable, and Kuda Biza, well, now you know. He is on the rise, massive acceleration, sharing his experience, strength, and hope today. And like I said, if every single day we're pushing content out, educational content, entrepreneurs like Kuda, if you like what you hear, smash that subscribe button and look for daily educational information coming out every day. Also, check out this next video.